This segment brought to you by SureCrop, liquid crop nutrition delivered right to your farm.
Welcome back to Farm Factor. Let's join Duane Toews as he visits with Dean Bushey about the current regulatory environment for a crop science company to bring a new product to the marketplace.
Duane Toews joining once again with AGam in Kansas, and an opportunity to catch up with Bayer Crop Science's Dean Bushey. And Dean, we think about the regulatory environment for a international company to bring a new product to marketplace. It's been challenging, and all the new concepts and ways that we do things maybe provide some opportunities for us as we go into the future years.
There's some new technology being developed that has a lot of opportunities that really depend on the regulatory issues that are around that come with the new technology. So if we can use these technologies and use them correctly, I think they can really advance the science. We can learn a lot. We can get some really fascinating products out of it. But we have to regulate these things appropriately. Now, I'm not saying not regulate them, but regulate them at the level that they need regulated, and not over-regulate them and stop the science, basically, which could happen.
We think about where we've come, and the genetically modified organism, or GMO, for the general consumer initially and for most had kind of a negative connotation, really due to mostly a misunderstanding of what was actually taking place.
Yeah, I think it was. And a lot of these new techniques were called plant breeding innovation, which really is looking at the plant from a breeder's point of view. There's a lot of things that breeders do today that we can do a lot better, a lot more precise and a lot faster and a lot quicker and a lot cheaper with some of these new techniques. So we're not doing anything different than the breeder did in the past or that is doing right now, but we can do it better. So we're saying let's not over-regulate these things. Let's treat them as a plant breeding technique, which is what it really is. GMO still has its place. There's things that would be still recognized as GMO, but there's a lot of things with the new technology that are out of that camp and are really just doing subtle changes, directed, intended changes that we know what's happening.
We think about what those plant breeders have done for generations and throughout time was to improve the end product that was the result of that cross. We're just able to do things differently now than we used to be.
Instead of taking a cross and then spending 5 years sorting out the thousands of different things that you get out of it and the traits segregating differently, we can now make that cross, and we can move that trait to the new plant specifically and only that, and very precisely. So what used to take years to figure out, we could get to the same place in a year or two now with the new technology. But again, we have to regulate it correctly.
And we think about those things, initially they were production-oriented in general nature as far as benefit to the producer or the crop farmer. Now we're looking beyond that and really looking at some of those opportunities on the end product for the consumer's benefit.
We call it the difference between input traits and output traits. So the output traits for the herbicide-tolerance, insect resistance, which are mostly traits that are beneficial to the farmer. Input traits where you're changing the nature of making it more healthy, you're increasing the yield, you're doing things that really have a more advantage to the consumer itself. So yeah, we are moving, and the reason we're doing that, it was the other things were easy. They were one genes, it was easy to find, we could move that gene around. Now we have to understand a plant a lot better, and that's what a lot of these gene editing techniques allow anybody, all the university labs that couldn't afford it, and now it's cheaper, quicker to do. And you're going to see an explosion on what's known about how plants work, how the different genes translate into proteins, translate into traits. We really don't know a lot about that these days. We know about the genes, but there's a big gap between that and the trait.
Our thanks to Dean Bushey with Bayer Crop Science joining us with AGam in Kansas. Jamie, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Duane. Come back after the break for this week's Kansas Farm Bureau update.
Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego is driven by the spirit of American ingenuity. Come in for a new Chevrolet car, truck, or SUV. If we don't have exactly what you want, we'll find it for you. And we also have a great selection of used cars. We make sure you have an easy, fun, and transparent sales experience that saves you time and money. But if you want high-pressure salesmen and hours spent in the finance office, you'll just have to go elsewhere. Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego. We're making car buying great again.